Chicago born and raised, correct?
The low end, 43rd, from state to cottage. Southside is like, you know, it's more gang bang going on, a lot of drill activity, a lot of killing, like niggas ain't really on but a lot of gang banging time out there. I grew up in the Robert Taylor projects. The whole Chicago up is when they threw them projects down. BDs got their own buildings over here, you feel me? GDs got their own buildings over here. And when they threw them buildings down, everybody had to migrate into different neighborhoods. Oh, we don't want no problem with Keith and them. Not saying like they was scared of shit. They just ain't want no problem with Keith and them and Lil Durk and them because they was rapping and they trying to get on. And Shorty and them was getting on. But me, I'm so thorough, ducking on my Shorty now. And I live over here now, like I done moved off the low end because they threw the projects down. You feel me? We went in tour with Lil Durk at this time. We in tour with just O-Block, Keith and them. Like, he started the BDK, GDK war, 600, and they was saying us. Before that, I was out there and I was doing this with A Boogie and shit. Extortion game started in Iraq.
Do you really believe that you are blackballed?
Speak for itself. Look at the Kodak situation just happened.
I did not sign them motherfucking Billionaire black. Stop playing me, man.
Valley Club, the cult. Valley Club.
Okay, babe, let's rewind just a bit. Now, before we get all the way into the short story of Chicago's Black Sheep, let's take it back to when I, the biggest cactus of all time, aka Big Camera Lord, aka at Court Capital, discovered the Black Sheep himself, aka Billionaire Black. Let's take it all the way back to late 2014, when at the time I had just quit my day job to pursue freelance music videography. When I was perusing YouTube one day and came across a little old track titled Costa Rica. Let me tell you, from one of the hardest hitting ass beats I ever heard to the high pitched background vocals, the track blew my damn mind and captivated me to say the least. Needless to say, it was on repeat for the rest of the year. Fast forward all the way to 2017 when Lil Vontae Mays and his manager at the time, Wo Loc, flew Billionaire Black along with King Yella out to Phoenix from Chicago to do some music with some of Wo's artists at the time. Upon linking up, Bill persuaded me to shoot some music videos for him and gave me his word it would be all the way worth it, and sure as shit it definitely was. Together we quickly grew the Valley Club YouTube platform to 10K plus subscribers, and he ensured that I got my first million views on a music video. Epic. Since 2017, we ensure that we join forces and come together a couple times a year to work on some projects. The most recent of those projects being the Black Sheep EP, which was recorded here at the Valley Clubhouse studio in Phoenix, AZ. Shout out my man Turner for engineering the entire project. Definitely tap inward for all your recording needs if you're in the Phoenix area. But while we were working on the project, I came to the realization that Billy really is a black sheep, not just of Chicago, but in general. Seemingly outcasted and blackballed at every turn, yet he continues to emerge from the shadows time and time again to let y'all know he's still around and that he's not going any damn where anytime soon. And to also remind us that he is indeed a pioneer and a key piece of the Chicago drill rap movement that captivated us all in the early 2010s, from which he rightfully refuses to be left out of the combo. So we sat down with the man himself so he could remind y'all of his significance and give y'all the short story of Billionaire Black, aka Chicago's Black Sheep.
No, I gotta be quiet for real. I'm going to the studio for real. No, I gotta go to the studio because I need to be quiet. Going. You ain't hitting this, you fuck up out of here. What's with you? He come right into a passing block. What's with you? This ass tweaking right now.
Billionaire Black, Chicago's Black Sheep.
What's going on, my boy? I'm straight. I'm higher than a kite right now.
Let's get straight into it. Early life, Chicago born and raised, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Not just Chicago, but the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, the low end.
The low end.
Yeah.
Where at, to be specific?
43rd, from state to cottage. 43rd state, 43rd cottage road.
What separates the south side culturally, activity-wise?
Southside is like, you know, it's more gang bang going on. It's more like, you feel me, like a lot of drill activity and like that, you feel me? A lot of killing, like niggas ain't really on but a lot of gang banging time out there, you feel me? West Coast, I mean the West Side and shit in Chicago, they get money and shit. we used to go out there and rob their ass all the time. We was younger, like they like they used to scam and shit back then, and they had dope lines and all that shit. Growing up, like they always had structure out west, like big homies and shit. Up north, I ain't gonna lie, folks gonna hate it, but half of their ass was gay on phone. Yeah, up north was like some, yeah, back then, I'm just keeping it a buck, back then that shit was like some Rainbow Beach type shit, like type shit. There was a lot of weird shit going on back there. But then it had gangs and shit start coming later on with Pappy and all them type shit. Yeah, you feel me? It's really like the burbs, like the north burbs. And then the other niggas past the hundreds is burbs type shit too, you feel me? Southside though, it's just all gang bang. It's rare you gonna see some niggas out there trying to get some money. It's niggas trying to kill each other.
Kind of in your words or in a few sentences, in a phrase, growing up there as a child, what was that like?
Back then it was like all the projects and shit still, you feel me? Like, I grew up in the Robert Taylor projects.
Okay, babe, quick interjection here. If you are not hip to the Robert Taylor projects, all I've got to say is holy fucking shit. More like a small piece of hell on earth as opposed to an apartment complex. If you and your people made it up out of this place, you were for sure cut from a different type of cloth. This place was not for the faint of heart, with shootings, robbings, food theft, just a regular part of everyone's everyday life. This place was far from sweet. Built in 1962, it was considered the biggest project community in the whole U.S. at one point, with 28 high-rise buildings spanning across 2 miles of space. Being home to the Mickey Cobras, Black Disciples, and Gangster Disciples, this place even holds a record for the most shootings in one area, when in a single weekend over 300 alleged shootouts took place. It was finally torn down in 2007 in hopes of decentralizing crime and all the other bullshit taking place. However, like countless other projects in the nation, all it did was spread the shit out across the city like an untamable forest wildfire, instead of keeping it contained to one area and fixing the problem internally. But hey, to savages like Billy, it was quote-unquote fun.
It was fun. You ain't had nothing to worry about. Like it was your own world. Your own world. You had to go in and watch your community back then. Like you had the stores in there. Your school was in the community. Everything was right there. Everybody knew everyone. So back then, yeah, it was fun for sure. Hell yeah.
Good childhood for the most part. When did started getting like a lot like crazy for you all? Was that teens? Was that adolescents? Pre-teens? Like
I ain't gonna lie. What the whole Chicago up was when they threw them projects down.
Really?
Because like I said, it was their own communities already. So you got BDs got their own buildings over here. You feel me? It's GDs got their own buildings over here. There's other gangs got their own buildings. That ain't even in gangs that made their own. You feel me? Got their own buildings. You feel me? Like little off-brand shit. And when they threw them buildings down, everybody had to migrate into different neighborhoods. So now the GDs got to go move in O Block. And now niggas from that's BD got to go move over here on 63rd. Now you feel me? Like it just mixed the whole city up, man. All the structure just got lost instantly like that. And that's when everything went wild.
Wild. From that time period.
From that time period, just like that. Like that's before we even started broadcasting it in music type shit. You feel me? That's when,
so about how old were you when that was taking place?
I probably was like 12, 10, 11, 12 type shit.
In this time period and stuff like that, was this when you started already linking up with, you know, FBG Duck?
No. Back then, it's like I was with some other. I was with another rap group. Shit. Some Buck 20 Brick Boys and shit. It was D Gaines with the cameraman. Everybody know D Gaines is a nigga that made Chief Keef. Shout out Chief Keef videos, all Lil Durk videos. His brother, I was in the group with him. Well, with his two brothers and his other dude named Jay Chris. And we was all rapping like we was the first ones rapping like putting it on camera type shit. Us, Lil Durk. Then Keith came, and then King Louis was rapping around the same time. A nigga named King Samson.
When you're saying everyone's name, were you guys all kind of interwoven collectively? Like,
back then, like before it got real, yeah, Keith used to come to the studio.
Everyone was cool.
Like, everything was cool. Like we used to go, me and Doug used to go record at DJ Ken house. You feel me? Like the Chinese, like so everything was cool. You feel me? Until blood got shed. But I was with that group back then first. And then once I started with Duck, it's like the folks didn't want nothing to do with it because they had so much smoke and shit going on. So it's like I just went that way and they went that way type. And I live over here now. Like, I done moved off the low end because they tore the projects down. You feel me? So now I live over here, and it's like,
Which is 63rd.
yeah, like you build a bond with a motherfucker. You know how that goes. Like, everybody ain't loyal. Certain niggas is.
That generation, that whole extended clique or collective or whatever you want to call it, that wave was the birth of drill, would you say?
Damn near, yeah, for sure that.
So when everything started kind of splitting apart, this and this, where did JoJo and them fall on that spectrum?
All right, JoJo, after I moved off the low end, I'm back on the tray. And, you know, I'm locked in with Duck now. And Brick was Duck's brother. Okay, FBG Brick, long live my homie. Me and Brick used to go to the same high school, but in high school we was ops. Like, we used to punch on each other and shit, like, and it's Duck's big brother, you feel me? And when I met Duck now, I never knew Brick was his brother type shit. And when Brick came home, it's like, I'm like, damn, it's your brother? And he like, yeah, and I'm like, shit, how you wanna play it? Like, what you wanna do? And he like, man, you show him how the brother love, so all that shit there, we locked in like that. And once me and Brick lock in, he bring JoJo on St. Lawrence. Brick brought JoJo on St. Lawrence. I ain't know nothing about no Brick Squad, I ain't know nothing about none of that shit. Until Brick brought JoJo on the S. And he brought him over there, it's a badass little kid with a chopper. A little light-skinned nigga with a chopper on him on phone. I'm like, bro, whose son is this y'all got out here playing like this? And they like, this little nigga, he finna be rapping this shit from Brick Squad, woo, woo, woo. Lil Durk them just dissed him. Lil Durk had just dropped the L's anthem shit, and on the song he said like, Brick Squad say fucking, Wiggle World so fucking. And you feel me? We went on tour with Lil Durk at this time. We in tour with just O-Block, with Keith and them, like, Lil Durk and Brick Squad, Lamaron and Brick Squad is like how close 63rd and O-Block is, you feel me? Like they that close and we this close. So he like, yeah, Shorty's finna start dropping. Lil Durk just dissed him on the song. He played a little BDK song, and it went from there, you feel me? Like,
So this was like where all the diss tracks kind of just started.
nah, we was dumping before that. Like, yeah, we had shit going on before that, like the Is You Serious shit and all that shit. Like I said, we had smoke with 600 and O-Block. We went on tour with Lil Durk and I'm like, how the f we in tour with y'all? Y'all want a whole other side of the city, you feel me? Like, we barely see you niggas on foot. They got locked in when we started hanging with JoJo now. But before that, me and Duck was in tour with E-Day, the dead ass truck driver nigga. We was in tour with him. And he was doing diss songs and shit, thinking that I was dissing him when I was talking about some whole other niggas. But he was on some fan because I ain't do no song with him, you feel me? And I said some on the song, and he took like I was talking about him and made a diss song about me and Duck, and that started the whole rap beef right there.
So then the BDK video, you guys shot that and whatnot soon after JoJo passed. Was that like a key pivotal moment for you in your career? Like, was okay, I gotta step on it, you know what I'm saying, go harder? Or you had already been going hard at that point, but then it was just like all the recognition flooded in, or how did that play out?
Yeah, like I said, I was one of the first ones to do it, so we was already working. But when Lil Folk got killed, it was like, yeah, motherfucker really started. Like he started the BDK GDK war. We was just dissing it. We was saying names, like we was saying niggas' names, like yeah, fuck 600, and they was saying fuck us. He said fuck the whole nation. You feel me? Like, as you know, it's BDs around the whole world. You feel me? So once he did that, that started the whole BDK GDK shit. Now you see everybody getting crazy in the videos.
Soon after you guys did the Oh So Arrogant, was that one of your first YouTube hits, you would say?
Yeah. 100%. That, folks, we did that. JoJo used to always say that Oh So Arrogant. That was really supposed to be a song we was all supposed to do. Like that was gonna be his record label type shit. He used to say he wanted to make a record label called Oh So Arrogant. Swag did the clothing line and shit in honor of him and shit. But yeah, he supposed to make a record label of it, and we just like, you feel me, on the song. I feel like JoJo Oh So Arrogant. Like, just did it like that.
Was this your first taste of like hitting millions and millions of plays?
That be crazy, you know, be like, don't happen overnight.
Happened overnight.
On my dead brother, it happened overnight. I swear to God, it happened overnight, bro. Literally, like, don't happen over. He just keep working. It's merch. We was dropping. We probably dropped like a couple videos, and then we dropped that shit. Motherfucker woke up, had like 10,000 followers. Yeah, you hear motherfucker riding through the hood playing that shit. Once the hood playing it, you know it's up. You feel me? Like, them riding through playing it and all type of shit. You wanna know what's crazy? I was selling dope at this time. I swear to God, on my dead little brother, on Malik. I was selling dope at this time, bro. And it was this lady used to come and grab like down there 15 blows like every day. You feel me? Like she like one of my top customers. Bro, she got injured or some shit. Like she ended up in a wheelchair and she sent her nephew or her grandson upstairs or something. It came to the door on Duck on Brick on my dealer, bro. It come to the door and say, "Oh shit, you Billionaire Black," and I'm serving this nigga dope to get to his grandma or auntie, whoever she is, bro. After that, I stopped instantly. Like I stopped. I'm done. Like I'm like, oh, it's busting now. Like oh, like what? Like who the fuck is you? You feel me? Like that right there. Like yeah.
Also, Arrogant kind of solidified you in the Chicago drill icons. You know what I'm saying? Like you were there now. Like you were amongst all of them. You were there. Okay. Was it at this time when the opposition kind of started to slowly get drafted into the industry, you know, signing left and right, different labels, etc.? Around this time? A little before, Oh So Arrogant, a little after, kind of during?
Same, all that shit. Like Keith got signed like right before it. We dropped Oh So Arrogant. We was supposed to go out there to talk to them people. Dude said he ain't feel comfortable sitting down with us. Then he turned around, Dirk got signed. And then it's like they in the door now. It's like, you feel me? Yeah, they was in the door. It's like, what we gonna do? We gotta keep feeding the streets. Like, we ain't gonna stop this.
You couldn't say you were blackballed at that time, but you started to take a self-made independent route anyways. Now, was that by default or was that by choice?
It was really us being dumb, bro. Like, we ain't even know what we had at that time. Like, if I knew the I knew now back then, it'd be crazy, bro. Like we wasn't getting paid off all the millions of views we was doing. We didn't get $1 off that shit, bro. All the cameramans that was shooting that shit was eating. I'm wondering why these niggas talking about, I got a new camera that shoot. Oh, I just bought a new car. Y'all can use the car. What the f you doing, bro? This nigga eating off us, you feel me? Like, they getting wild, so it was really us being dumb, bro. Like, we supposed to have been way further back then, and you feel me? And then when we did, like, figure out what we was doing, we was, like, in our real prime, so that's, like, coming and going, because we knew it was coming in, you feel me? Like, so much coming in, you just spinning that shit, because there's just so much shit coming in, so, you feel me? Like, it's just coming from everywhere, so, yeah, that was like it was more like a confused situation, I could put it like that. It wasn't even no forced, just a lack of knowledge, literally, like. You know, folks weren't great, just taking advantage of us because we was kids and shit.
You guys proceeded to put out hella YouTube classics for the next couple of years, you'd say, right? Going up, everything was doing hundreds of thousands of views. What were some of your bigger moments in that time period? I feel like I know what my next one was for, like, in terms of Billionaire Black, being an outsider, like a fan, a viewer.
Yeah, what you think?
That was Costa Rica.
Costa Rica?
Is that another big one for you?
Yeah, Costa Rica was a huge song, but you know, we didn't even promote that song right, and I really didn't even, you know, I always tell you, like, half the songs that go viral, I don't even like them, you feel me? Like, there be certain ones, it just go viral, like, but that was a nice song, and that, like, set the tone for, like, to go global. Like, you really see in Costa Rica playing that shit, like, everybody in Jamaica playing that shit, you seeing everybody singing this shit, bro, like, around the world. So it was around that time, like, I could say, like, when me and Lil J had that tour, like, niggas really paid us to do, like, a 12-city tour, like.
Baggage.
Like, and we was on the road, like, that right there was like, all right, this shit really happening, like, for real.
And then even after Costa Rica, you kept maneuvering, going back and forth, different cities, even hitting New York, right, to work with Cardi B at one point.
That was lit right there. Shout out my boy Poe, he put that shit together. They used to come, Cardi used to come to Chicago to do shows and shit. They saying nobody down there, you feel me? So back then she used to, like, when she was stripping and shit. She used to dance to like a lot of me and Duck music. So when she was already Instagram famous and shit, and she used to like tag us all the time on Instagram, you feel me? So she like, I got a show coming. When she got on the little TV show shit, they started booking her for bookings and shit, for hostings and shit. And she came to Chicago and she sent Poe over there. She ain't even come, she sent Poe to the trenches by herself. She sent Poe to the trenches. She went downtown, Poe kicked it, caught a vibe. And we went to the club with her, she locked in, like, just took a liking to me, I don't know. Like, she knew Yellow first, she met Yellow first, but I guess, you know, I just be me. You know, some niggas overdo it, like, did the song. It was lit, shot the video the next day, it was turned.
And this is literally right before she just takes all the way off. Right before. Like days, weeks.
Before that, I was out there and I was doing this shit with A Boogie and shit. Folks, they was paying me to do features and shit before he even blew up like that. We had shot like 2 videos with him like a couple weeks before we did that.
That's crazy. Those dropped and shit?
Yeah, them up.
Yeah. Got a lot of shit out here. After this, fast forward, I mean, you eventually find yourself here in AZ. What about this state, you know, out of all the states you could go?
Y'all niggas got me down here. You did. You was the first. I came down here with y'all. Facts. We took a trip to Cali, locked in. I liked what was going on. It was like,
so you get work done, you were out the way at the same time?
I had to look over my shoulder, 10 minutes. It was cool, you feel me? It was a lot of money flowing through here. And change the environment, you know, sometimes you gotta get out of situations to better yourself, you feel me?
You begin linking with several individuals, kind of making music, slowly forming what would become the Extortion gang, correct?
Extortion gang started in Iraq.
That was a Chicago original concept.
I'll play you 10 songs with Duck saying Extortion gang, I'm saying Extortion gang on it. You feel me? Like, so it been like in the air. It just like, try to put it on the business side.
Was that in commemoration of Duck, or was it was already something you and Duck had?
It was like already some shit we already had going on, like, you feel me? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this EG shit. He always said he gonna do the big clout record shit. Like, we already had this situated type shit, so it was already gonna happen regardless.
So, that's crazy, because I didn't know that that's where that name had come from. I was gonna say, was that name a product of the Rizzo situation?
Oh man. No man, that shit just, you know, that shit just a lifestyle. You know, man, tuck that shit, man. Start playing that bougie rapper role, man. Niggas act like I'm more turned than half you out here with no deal, you feel me? I drop more consistent than half of you niggas. I ain't lying, I'm just popping more shit, like.
And it's kind of effortless, it's kind of crazy. People don't understand that shit, you know?
Like, and I can really press the button and really push this shit, like, but I just be high, lazy and shit. I gotta stop it, I'm gonna get it together though. For sure. But yeah, nah, that shit ain't got nothing to do with that, just a lifestyle. You act Hollywood, you feel me? Motherfucker gonna show you. Stop playing like that, look. You ain't even like that, don't be trying to act like that.
After that, y'all guys continued flooding the net yet again. You almost had like a resurgence, would you say, with like the O Blockchain, Benny Bocci, all that good shit, would you say?
Yeah, like Bap in his final form type shit.
Yeah, it was like almost like the Duck situation and that just all come together and just rejuvenate you, just set a flame on you, or what?
Yeah, you know, it's like just going there and vent. You know how I go in that bitch. I go in that bitch. I come in here with nothing, go in the studio with nothing on my mind, literally like clean my head and whatever happened, happened. Half of that shit be folks now. I don't be knowing what that shit be coming from. They be like, bro, I don't know how that shit came out, bro.
It was aggressive. It was like, you know, it got back in that drill shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you brought the shit like right back from, you know what I'm saying? chilling, and I didn't know if it was a combination of everything. Again, the duck, the COVID.
Yeah, then I just got off papers. You feel me? I was so humble because I was on papers and all that shit. I couldn't be as wild as I wanted to be and move how I wanted to be. Like, it was just a lot going on. Then my little brother died. Then Duck died. Then it's like, shit, you gonna stop or you gonna keep going, shorty?
Fast forward, recently you just dropped a slew of music. One of those tracks being You Did Here With Us, the COI LERAY track, okay?
I want a thick bitch, not no f***ing COI LERAY, look, gotta pay to fuck me.
You shared it one time, it did 20K plays in a day, and then it stopped climbing out of nowhere. So, you know, some people, some of the bloggers and shit, you know, they think, oh, was it a diss because she tours with Lil Durk? You know, was it just some fun rap battle antics, you know, with no loaded emotion, no animosity or none?
I want a thick bitch, I don't know skinny right? And then they like shadow banned the video with some because our album was out at the same time we dropped it. Right. Like when you search my name, you couldn't even find it. Like you had to type it all the way into the last letter type shit.
Which brings me to my next question. Do you think that, you know, that was shadow banned deliberately by possibly some of the powers that be? Or?
I don't know, man. Y'all just stop shadow banning me, man. Hold on. I don't know. That's weird. You seen it with your own?
I seen it. It was impossible. It was almost like they just turned the drought all the way off.
Like how? We can't find this video and it just dropped.
Billy Black Sheep, aka Billy Blackball, do you really believe that you are blackballed?
I mean, speak for itself. Look at the Kodak situation just happened.
My people from out there sent me some shit like, man, gang, you tripping. You like, tell me you going to arts and rats. Man, I did not sign them with a fucking Billionaire black. Stop playing me, man.
What the say on the video? My homie them called me. Who the fuck is your homie them? He said y'all signed an op and a rep. I'm not in tour with nobody from Miami. Who is your homie them? He just dropped a song with the bald head goofy dude. You feel me? Make it make sense.
And that brings us to the where we're at, you know, this blackball situation.
Niggas are f***ing goofy, man. I mean, they can do it. They only can do it to a certain extent because it's like the way the independent shit set up now. You really don't need a label if you market yourself right and push your music right. So it's like a hit and miss with that shit. They gonna tell all the other rap niggas don't stay away from us. We rob niggas. We ain't right. We the ops. But then when you seen it with your own two eyes, when rap niggas get around me, it's like, oh, what's up, bro? Teeth and palms, you feel me? Like, what you want, gang? Like, stop playing with me, bro. Like, I f with some of these niggas in the industry, but half of this niggas is I ain't gonna lie, bro. These niggas is bitches. And I'ma keep it a buck, cause ain't no way the next nigga can tell me not to fuck with nobody. You feel me? Like, ain't no way a nigga can tell me that shit. You feel me? Like, and then they got these niggas brainwashed like these boys really be doing something. Like, these niggas ain't on nothing. Like, but I ain't even here to talk about that, bro. Like,
that's chapter 1 of Chicago's Black Sheep.
You already know, my boy. Let's go. Shout out Valley Club, man.